Good morning, dear students. We proceed with the chapter Going Places in 12th standard. And in this chapter, yesterday we read that Sophie discusses her meeting with her brother Geoff, and she also urged him not to tell this meeting to their father because he would murder her. As it is known to all the members of the family that she always tells wild stories. That's why nobody believes her stories. Second thing is that Geoff is the only one person or one member in this family who listens these wild stories but does not believe, like their father. Okay, so once we had a discussion about meeting with Denikasi of Sophie in an arcade, and again we stopped this point when brother and sister they talk to each other not to disclose about their meeting to their father. So at that point we stopped yesterday and we continue from this point. Okay, so it was me spoke first. It means Sophie describes her meeting with Danny Casey and she tells us and the brother Joe that it was Sophie who spoke first. When I saw who it was, when she observed who this person could be, I said, "Excuse me, but aren't you Danny Casey?" Then Sophie asked this question to Denikasi, "Are you not Denikasi, if I'm not wrong?" Like this. And he looked sort of surprised. Means in answer, Denikasi gives some expression of surprisement. And he said, "Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right," means the person is Denikasi. And I knew it must be him because he had the accent. Accent means speaking language accent. Okay, due to the accent, due to the pronunciation part, she guessed that he might be Denikasi. Like when they interviewed him on the television, means the people, the media, when they interviewed Denikasi on television screen, so I asked him for an autograph for Little Derek. Who is Little Derek? Dear children, this is the member of the family who is youngest to all. Means youngest to all, Derek. So she asked Denikasi for an autograph for her younger brother Derek. But neither of us had any paper or a pen. It means neither Denikasi nor Sophie had pen and paper. That's why this autograph was not taken. So then we just talked a bit. Means after this they talked a bit to each other about the clothes in Roy's window. This is the location, like a mall, you can say, shopping mall. He seemed lonely. Sophie tells us he seemed. Then in case he was lonely. After all, it's a long way from the west of Ireland. This location and west of Ireland is too far. And then, just as he was going, he said, "If I would care to meet him next week, he would give me an autograph then." And then, before leaving to Sophie, before leaving Sophie in this Royce window showroom or the mall, Danny Casey asked her to meet next week and definitely he will give his autograph to her. Of course, I said I would. Then so we said definitely we would meet next week. It was just a possibility. So this is what, my dear children, this is a wild story. But in reality, she had not met Danny Casey. As if he would ever show up. Show up means to show something. You do believe me now, don't you? Now she asked this question to her brother Geoff. Do you believe me now, don't you? He dragged his jacket. He took his jacket, which was shiny and shapeless. Okay, shiny in color and shapeless in not iron, you can say, from the back of the chair and pushed his arms into it. It means Geoff wore that jacket. She wished he paid more attention to his appearance. She said he paid more attention to his appearance. Appearance means outer look. According to Sophie, Geoff pays more attention to his appearance, like Danny Casey wished he cared more about clothes, because he gives more care to clothes, like Danny Casey, or Danny Casey himself gives more attention to clothes. He was tall with a strong dark face, handsome. She thought this person, Danny Casey, was a strong tall person with having with dark face. It is the unlikeliest thing I ever heard, he said. Jeff commented that this is the unbelievable thing that first time I heard in my life. Means he comments on the wild story of Sophie. Then on Saturday they made their weekly pilgrimage visit to religious place. Weekly pilgrimage to watch United States. Okay. Sophie and her father and little Derek went down near the goal. Three persons, Sophie, her father, and Derek, they sat near the goal. Geoff, as always, went up with his mates higher up, means upper one. Here, the scene is of sports stadium. Three characters, Sophie, her father, and Derek, they sat on the lower seats, and Geoff, with as always, takes seat in the upper one, in the upper cabins of stadium. Then United won 2-0 and Casey drew in the second goal. So here, dear children, what is going on? Sophie, her father, little Derek, and Geoff, they are witnessing the match. They are watching the match in the stadium where United States as well as Ireland, they will play the final match. So United won 2-0, first half 2-0. Score was 2-0 and Casey drew in the second goal. A blend of innocence and Irish genius, means who was Casey? A mixture of innocence and Irish genius, going around the two big defenders on the edge of penalty area, with her father screaming for him to pass and beating the hesitant goalkeeper from a dozen yards. It means right now, Sophie was witnessing the match, and this character Danny Casey was also giving round to big defenders on the edge of the penalty area in the ground. Then Sophie glowed with pride. Afterwards, Jeff was ecstatic. Okay. Sophie was pride, means she felt proud. Afterwards, Jeff was ecstatic, means full of excitement. Got it? Now, I wish I was an Englishman, someone said on the bus. When it was over, the match was over, when they were coming, somebody said on the bus, I hope that I would be an Englishman. Ireland will win the World Cup, little Derek told his mother when Sophie brought him home. When they reached to home after watching the match first half, then Derek hopes that Ireland will win the World Cup. Okay, her father, I mean Sophie's father, was gone to the pub to celebrate, and her father was gone to pub to drink to celebrate the victory of Ireland. What this you have been telling? Jancy said next week. Next week there is a meeting of Sophie and Jancy. Then Jancy came to know that Sophie has been making so many wild stories about meeting with Danny Casey. And how does just Jancy come to know about Sophie's wild story? You know, in the first video I just told you we have brother of Sophie named Frank only once in this chapter who will play the role to circulate the information of meeting of Danny Casey with Sophie, from Sophie to Geoff, Geoff to Frank, and Frank to Jancy. It was just a transfer of uh, thoughts or dialogue from one person to another person. Now, next week, Sophie meets Jancy, and then Jancy tells her, "What is this you have been telling to your brother Geoff?" "About what?" Then she is surprised. "About what? What did I tell?" "Your Geoff, your brother Geoff told our Frank, your brother told my brother you met Danny Casey, that you have met Danny Casey. This wasn't an acquisition. This wasn't an acquisition. It is just not an imagination. Just Jancy being nosy." Okay, just Jancy being nosy. Nosy mean interesting in things concerned with others. Okay, she was interested with Sophie because they were friends. Then, but Sophie was startled. Startled means surprised. "Oh, that." Jancy frowned. Frowned means shows some kind of surprise on her face. Sensing she was covering means right now, after giving this clue, Sophie was getting her ideas about meeting with Danny Casey. "Yes, that." "Well, yes, I did." "I did" means yes. Who is I? Sophie. "I did" means yes, Sophie met Danny Casey. She agrees. Sophie agrees. "You never did," Jancy exclaimed. But Jancy said, "You never met Danny Casey." Sophie glared at the ground. She continuously staring at the ground. Damn that Geoff. Damn that Geoff. This was a Geoff thing, not a Jancy thing. Here, this is the best sentence of the chapter. As described in this chapter, see, very important line of this one. This was a Geoff thing, not a Jancy thing. It means here Sophie tries to tell the reader that her brother is more intelligent or better person than Jancy, because Geoff always keeps the secret while Jancy does not. This is the thing in this line, that always whatever Geoff listen from Sophie, he never shares this thing with other people of the family except father. What Jancy can do, this one other persons can do with other people. So this is, and here in this sentence it is shown that Sophie feels Geoff a better person than Jancy. It was meant to be something special just between them. Special between them means between Jancy and between Geoff. And who is better person out of these two? Geoff, according to Sophie. Something secret, something very secret. What is the secret? Secret is meeting with Danny Casey. Then it wasn't a Jancy kind of thing. It wasn't a Jancy kind of thing. It is not a matter of Jancy's thinking just to disclose the matter to somebody else. Tell gawky Jancy. Gawky means awkward, ugly. Okay, tell gawky Jancy something like that, and the whole neighborhood would get to know it. It means if you want to tell the whole society anything, any secret, just tell this secret to Jancy, and with a certain time it will be spread out throughout the society. It means it is shown that Geoff is better person in terms of sharing secrets to people than Jancy. Got it? Damn, that Geoff was nothing sacred, nothing sacred, nothing auspicious. It's a secret meant to be. It's a secret. What is secret? I'll keep a secret. Sof means Sophie, short name of Sophie. I'll keep the secret. You know that. Then she said, Sophie, you know that I keep the secret always. I wasn't going to tell anyone. I will not tell anyone. And I did not tell anyone. There I'll be a right old row if my dad gets to hear about it. It means Sophie says that if I tell you, then my father will get to know, and there will be what? Right old row if my dad gets to hear about it. It means all the people of the society, they will get together before my house, and people will do some kind of gossiping regarding my matter with Danny Casey. Jancy blinked. Blink means tapping of eyes. A row? I would have thought he would be cuffed as anything. Okay, cuffed means pleased, happy, very pleased, delighted. Okay, I thought means then she said I thought there would be a pleasant happiness. She realized then that Jancy didn't know about the date bit. Then Sophie thought that this girl, Jancy, does not know nothing about the meeting with Danny Casey. Geoff had not told about that. Geoff did not disclose this matter of meeting with Danny Casey to her. She breathed more easily, means she felt comfortable. So Geoff had not let her down after all. Here, the girl Sophie feels a good sense of responsibility that her brother did not disclose all things about her to anybody else, and he had not let her down. Okay, then he believed in her after all. Means after all the things, Sophie believed her brother. After all, something might be sacred. Okay, after all, something should be sacred. Then it was just a little thing, really. I asked him for an autograph. Sophie said, it was just a small thing, and I asked him. Him referred to whom? Him referred to Danny Casey for an autograph. But we had not any paper or a pen. But both of us did not have any paper or pen, so it was no good. It was nothing good. How much had Geoff said? Now again Sophie asked to Jancy how much Geoff had told you about this meeting. Jesus Christ, oh God, I wish I would have been there. Jancy hoped that I wish I would have been there. Of course, My dad didn't want to believe it. Means Sophie's dad never believes her wild stories. You know what a misery he is. Misery. Simply misery. Feeling bad. Misery, you can say. But the last thing I need is queues of people around my house asking him. But I hope very soon people will come from society to ask him, what is all this about, Danny Casey? Because as the people will come to know about Sophie's wild story or meeting with Danny Casey, okay, then people definitely will come to their house and ask her father about the meeting of Danny Casey. He would murder me. Then definitely there is no chance for make me living anymore. He would definitely murder me. And you know how my mom gets when there is a row. How my mommy's mother gets feels when there is a row. Row means of people gathering crowd. Then she said, "Hust, you can trust me. You can trust me, Sophie. You know that. You know it very well that you can trust me. I will not disclose your meeting with anybody else in the society or in the surrounding." Okay, dear children. So we stop here. The next part we will read in next video. Till then, do reading. Have a good day. Thank you.